The second fastest is in China. Would you believe it? Millions of people, millions of Christians in Iran, and converting at a higher rate than any other religion in the entire world. Even the Iranian government recognizes that. They despise it. And they will not talk about it, and they don't want the world to know because it's embarrassing. It's humiliating for them to admit that Christianity is dominating Persian culture and growing at such a fast rate. Actually, I'll tell you this. There were just as proof of that, there were 70,000 mosques inside of Iran. 70,000 as a result of Islam, right? 50,000 of them have been shut down. 50 of the 70,000 mosques have been shut down because of a lack of attendance, because there was that small minority of Muslims in the country. Over 2/3 of all the mosques in Iran have been shut down. Not now, not during the protests and everything going on, but over the last 10 years, 50,000 mosques have shut down. Which is, so because of a lack of attendance, because nobody's Muslim. But Christianity's grown and continues to grow. And now all of this is coming to the forefront, which is where you're at right now with the Iranian Revolution, right? So this is what Persians inside of Iran want the world to know. We are not an Islamic Republic. We do not support Islam or radical Islam. We don't even believe in Islam. Less than 1/4 of our population is Muslim. In fact, the Christian population in Iran is higher than the Muslim population. Would you believe it? And so all of this is happening right now as we speak. Right? That's the number one important thing that you need to understand right now. Persians are not Arabs. Islam promotes Arabic supremacy. That doesn't help Persians. Persians aren't Arabs. They don't speak Arabic. They're not Muslim. They speak Farsi. They speak Persian. They remember King Cyrus, who was a friend of the Jews. Before 1979, Persia was a friend of Israel and the United States of America. And the Persians today inside of Iran are friends of Israel and the United States and are actually celebrating Bibi Netanyahu and Donald Trump, because they say if it wasn't for Bibi Netanyahu and Donald Trump, we wouldn't have even gotten as far as we have with these rebels and this rioting that's going on inside of Iran right now to overthrow the Ayatollah and the Islamic Republic. This time is different because this time it's going to happen. We are finally about to see the death of radical Islamic terrorism dominating in Iran. The Persian people will be free. The Ayatollah is coming down. And for the first time in 47 years under the 47th president, Islam will die in Iran. Thank God, right? Our Persian brothers and sisters in Iran will finally be free. I actually knew a guy from Iran. That's a whole nother story. I will probably actually tell you that story. And he was a Christian, by the way, and it was crazy. He almost died in Iran. And so all of this is happening in Iran right now. I love the Persian people because I understand that the Persian people have been held in bondage. The Persian people don't want Islam. They've cried out, but the world doesn't hear them because the Islamic Republic hides them, and the Islamic Republic tries to make everybody think that they're all really a bunch of Muslims. They're in consensus with us. That's what it is. And then they escape Iran, and people with the highest IQs are actually encouraged to leave Iran, because Iran doesn't want people with the highest IQs in that country, because those people are more likely to create a revolution. And then they go to Europe or America, wherever, they try to tell the world, this is what's really going on in Iran. This is what's really going on. The Persians are not Muslim, and they do not see the world this way. They're totally different. And then the world says, well, we all thought you were a bunch of radical Islamic terrorists that want to nuke Israel off the face of the map. Aren't you a bunch of jihadists over there? They're all wearing burqas and everything, because in Iran, if a woman's hair gets shown, she gets shot to death with an AK-47 in the streets. And then they're like, oh, no, that's not us. It's just that we don't want to be shot to death in the street, so we have to wear a burqa. And then when they try to spread the message of what the Persians and the Iranians really think and what it's like to actually live under an oppressive Islamic regime, the left wing calls them a bunch of Islamophobes and helps perpetuate the bondage and oppression of 100 million Persians and countless millions of more in oppressive Islamic regimes throughout the Middle East and throughout the world. Because the left wing doesn't care about anybody. The left wing doesn't care about anyone. The Islamic regime doesn't give a damn, literally, about anybody in the Middle East. They'd rather preach a damned religion, Islam. Right? And so, what you also have to understand is now the Persian people, for the first time ever, are their voices being heard on a global level. For the first time ever, people are starting to wake up to the fact, wait, I think the Persians don't like Iran. I think the Persians and the Iranian government, by Iran I mean the Islamic Republic, I think that they don't get along with the Islamic Republic. I think they don't like them. That's right. Because during these protests, the Persians are burning mosques down in the streets because they're saying, we don't want Islam. It's not just a rebellion of the current government. And let me tell you a secret too. The left-wing mainstream news media is trying to paint this as the people are upset about inflation or their economical problems. No, it has nothing to do with economics. This is not an economic inflation riot. This is a we don't want the Islamic Caliphate or Islam anymore riot. We're burning the mosques down because less than 20% of us are even Muslim. We never supported Islam in the first place. We're not Arabs. We don't believe in Arabic supremacy. We don't speak Arabic. We speak Farsi. We're Persian. We came from King Cyrus, who helped the Jews. We were friends with America and the Jews before 1979. We were taken over by USSR, communistic and Arabic Islamic regimes that stole our country. We've tried to do a protest on this every couple of years since it started, and we've been trying to break out of this for years. We don't want this. We're not Muslims. The fastest growing religion here is Christianity. We're not Muslims. We want to be set free, and we don't want to be ostracized from the world anymore. We don't want to be radical Islamic Republic, and we're tired of seeing of our women and children being raped and murdered in the streets and being shot to death because you can't see their hair. We want to be set free from this nonsense. It's not because of economy or because of inflation. That's just a sparker to give us another reason to say enough is enough. That's what it really is. The left wing doesn't want you to know that. The Democrats don't want you to know that because the Democrats are mad that the Persians are Islamophobic. And they're mad that the Persians recognize Donald Trump as helping Persia get free from the Islamic regime. And they're mad that the Persians recognize Bibi Netanyahu in Israel for helping them get free from the radical Islamic regime. So they don't want you to know that. Because the Democrats, they hate Persians. They hate everybody that does not perpetuate communism and Islam and tyranny. The Democrat Party, the party of the demonic rats, the Democrat Party, the party of the jackass, who loves the Hispanic people from all Hispanic countries so much they're so oppressed over there, bring them over here so they could be set free from the narco state. And then when they get set free from the narco state of Venezuela through Maduro and Trump, all of a sudden, send the dictator back. Don't let the Venezuelans have their country. Continue the narco state just so we can keep bringing them here, so we can keep winning elections because we don't give a damn, literally, about the people inside of Venezuela. We'd rather see them all damned than for them to be set free and change our narrative. And the same for the Persians in Iran. So it's not an Islamic revolt. It's an economic revolt. It's an inflation revolt. That's what it is. Meanwhile, simultaneously, while that's going on, you also have to understand well, that's the core basis of everything that's going on right now.